Hey, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about the First Wives Club, Season 1, Episode 5, What Happens Upstate. This episode was hilarious to me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode better than some of the other ones that included their husbands. These didn't really include their husbands, so it's really hilarious because they got to be wild and stuff. And I think what was I'm trying to say? They got to get loose with all this tea that they drink. I don't know if it was some hallucinogenics in it or something, but this episode was funny. Especially, I think Bree was like the funniest one to me. But she was the funniest one. But before I get started, I want to give a shout out to everybody in the comment section. And for those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Help a sister out. Hit that little red subscribe button to help my channel grow. Hit the little notification bell and let you know how often I upload a new video, which is just about every day. I upload at least 5 or 6 videos a week. So I'd love your support. Help a sister out. And let's get started with this review. So it starts off with them on a bus, on this bus with the windows blacked out. I guess they were guests of the girl Marcel. Marcel has a reality show. If you see my episode from last week, she was the one who did the reality show for Hazel. But anyway, so she has a reality show, and she invited all of them to go in this upstate to a party. And the windows were blacked out on the bus, so you didn't know where you were going. I guess it was like a secret hideaway place. And when they got off the bus, it looked like a big old mansion. It looked huge, like it spread out I don't know how far. And what they did was, while they was on the bus, Bree was got up and started dancing and stuff. And they were teasing Ari because she wasn't dressed appropriately. She wasn't dressed appropriately. She thought it was a business meeting. It wasn't. Bree had on a little short mini dress. It was dancing. And then her husband called and she's arguing with Gary because he's mad because she left the kids with him. So he had to babysit when he claimed he had plans. And she was like, well, too bad for your plans, honey, because mama need to get out. And he's like, look at you with your titties out and stuff. And I'm sitting there going, Bree's dress was crisscross up here. It wasn't no titties out in her dress. So I don't know why they put that part in it, because that wasn't what was happening. But she was working it out. She had that little short dress. She was having her good time. Hazel is talking with Marcel, and she decides to share. She's thinking she's going to meet this guy Beast, who's like the biggest producer in town. And she shared with Marcella that how Derek, her ex-husband, or he's still her husband, how he stole money from Beast years ago when they were first starting out. So I was like, wow. And you know, but anyway, so they get to this party, and they collect everybody's cell phones and any kind of photographic devices. And so the guy collecting the guy who's collecting the devices, he gets on his walkie-talkie like, we gotta how did he say that? We gotta he was talking about Ari's outfit. She's just like a, he said, what did he say? We have a size 4 boardroom from head to toe. That's what he said. Size 4 boardroom from head to toe. He was talking about Ari. And he said, yeah, she just like a mariachi band leader. And I fell out because it did have those sleeves and stuff. And it was so, when he said it, I just started laughing because that was so funny. And they were like, oh, snap. You see how Sinbad snapped on you like that? It was so funny. She was mad. But they made her go upstairs, and she had to go change. I guess they had a wardrobe room something up there where you could change your clothes, because they wasn't allowing her in the party like that, I guess. Because when she came back down, she had a short little glittery little mini dress and stuff. And she felt like a hooker in it. But it was like, wow, I don't know what this place was where they got wardrobe upstairs for you. They won't let you come in the club looking crazy. So what else happened? So they all see Ari. So they see Ari's old law school fling I forgot what his name, Wesley. And, you know, Bree is like, Wesley! And they like, stop, don't say nothing. You know, she's like, she don't want to see him. She don't want him to see her in that little dress. And she looked like a hooker and all this stuff. So she was upset about that. So then Hazel, Marcel said, oh, there goes such and such. He works with Beast. Let me go over there. And Hazel said, I'm going to go with you. Hazel goes over there with her. And that's when she finds out that they didn't even know she was coming. So Beast people didn't even know she was coming. And Marcel had lied to her. So Hazel was pissed at that point. And she's like, that's the only reason I came, because I thought he would talk to me about my music and stuff. And that wasn't happening. So she's unable to meet with him because he has been in silent meditation all week. Silent, you know. Anyway, so what else happened? So all of a sudden, they are passing out this tea. And the guy is saying it's peyote, and it's peyote, and it has been blessed. And so Hazel drank some, but it didn't do nothing to her. What's her name? Bree drank it, and she went all kind of crazy, I think. She started dancing and going off and everything, and they saw, and no, before she started dancing, nope, that was before. What happened is, the great shaman came out as they was giving out the tea. The great shaman came out to the stage, and Bree and Ari was like, oh, hell no, we getting the heck up out of here. This is some pagan Illuminati mess, and I can't be down with this. And Hazel said, you ain't got to tell me twice. She said, I want to be out too. So they trying to leave, and Marcella's like, where y'all going? And they like, we leaving, we getting out of here. She said, girl, y'all can't go nowhere. All the buses are gone. You know, beast parties last until the morning, 6 in the morning, or something like that. So that's when they come back. You got to stay here all night. And they like, what? Everybody was like, what? They couldn't believe they had to be there. And I guess they feeling we too old for this right now. But what ended up happening, long story short, that tea they had, it had some kind of hallucinating something in it. Because all of them ended up doing something crazy or thinking they did something crazy that they probably did not do. And so, I'll start with Ari. Ari, first of all, she got sick from it and she needed to throw up, and she was trying to find a place to throw up and go to a bathroom. And that's when she ran into Wesley, her old flame. And he wanted to talk to her, and she's like, I gotta go. And he was like, wait, where you going and stuff? And she would, and just threw up on him, vomit, whatever we want to call it, over him. And Wesley was like, oh, snap. So I guess he kind of cleaned himself off. They sat down and talked and chatted for a while and stuff. Next thing you know, they were chatting for a while. Next minute, it looked like they making out. She's in a room changing her clothes, and he was fixing something like a latch on the back of it. And he was like, let you get some rest. And he was walking out the room. And the next thing you know, she said, wait, and jumped on him because she had already shared that her and her husband don't have a lot of fun anymore. And he said, you used to be fun in college, you know. And she was like, yeah, you was free spirit. He said, you know, I saw free spirit in you too. And I think that's what caused them to supposedly. So it might be that didn't happen. I think that was part of the hallucinating she thought happened. Then Bree, she had, what was hers? She started dancing and going crazy on the dance floor. And some man stopped her in a robe. And he said, I know what you've been seeking, because she didn't have on shoes. She was doing splits. She was doing high kicks. She was rolling all over the place. She was going off. That's why she was my funniest one. And he said, I know what you're seeking. And she's like, whoa, that's some real big dick energy coming from you or something. Then she said the shaman told her, he told her that did he say Ari, or was it him that had cobwebs in her pussy and needed to clean them out? I said ooh, that tea did something to her. And then while she's with him, she thinks she sees her husband, and she's like, what is Gary doing here? So she go and confront him. He with some female, and she's like, yo, you better get out of here, because I'm trying all my energy not to jump on you. So the girl goes, and he's talking to her, and they get into an argument or something, and he backs up, and she kind of pushes him a little bit, and he backs up, and next thing, there's a knife coming through him. She pushed him into something that had a knife sticking out. I said, oh my God. And she was like, oh my God. And he was bleeding and everything. And so she freaked out. She was freaking out. Then it switched to Hazel. Hazel was able to, she took another sip of that cup, that tea. The first one didn't do nothing for her. The next second sip, she took a drink. They told her she's able to see Beast. And that's when she took it. So he would see her since she was here. So she drank another cup. And she walking down this long hallway and she's seeing stuff. She saw a damn llama. You know, when they got off that bus, they saw llamas and everything walking around outside. That was some crazy wild stuff. So now she's inside and she's walking down the hall and you see a llama. She's like, what the hell? And she was like, what am I looking at? You know? But she finally makes it to Beast, and I don't know what happened. You know, Beast is talking. He brings up the fact that her husband stole money from him in the beginning, and she didn't say a word or do nothing. And he said, well, she said, well, he messed me over too. The sweetest revenge is us working together and getting back at him. And he said, yeah, I'm down with that. But then he started doing some stupid stuff like playing these stupid notes and say, sing, Hazel, sing for me. You come begging for a job now. You're going to need me. You old school, I'm new school. You're going to have to come through me if you want to succeed. And he's playing these notes and she's like, wait a minute. And she said, I don't need you. I'm Hazel mother effing Rochelle and blah, 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 blah. And she went off on him and she walked out. And next thing you know, it's morning. It was morning and I don't know how all of this was happening, but Ari wakes up in the bed and some little boy is sitting on the edge of the bed staring at her and said how peaceful she looks when she sleeps. Then Bree comes in there saying, oh my God, I killed Gary. And I got blood all over me. And she's like, no, you don't. She said, yes, I do. And she looked down, there's no blood on her. And Gary ain't there. And and then Hazel coming in, her hair was all over the place. Stuff was sticking all out of her hair. And they was like, what in the world happened to you? And she said, she smoked some weed with some talking unicorns and woke up in a barn. I said, you smoked weed with talking unicorns and ended up in a barn. I'm telling you, her hair, she looked crazy. So they all had it crazy. And they were like, this some bull. We can't wait to get up out of here. And then Marcel comes by saying, hey, y'all, you had a good time? They was like, what? Are you kidding? Hazel said, biatch, you're fired. She's like, what? I'm fired? Yeah. She said, what, y'all didn't have a good time? I was lit. They was like, get out of here. So that's how it ended. But then there was something, no, they were on a bus and they were glad. They said that it was hallucinating. They didn't do none of the stuff that they thought they did. But what ended up happening is there was a video on Ari's cell phone of her like dancing or doing something and it looked like she was nude. So who knows? She's wondering, did I do something with my old law school fling or not? Did I do something with Wesley? So that's how it went off. But that episode was really funny. It was fun. They got to be loose and free. No husbands badgering them, even though Bree had a little bit with her husband. But I enjoyed that episode. It was all the ladies and the First Wives Club. And it was great. So I give it a 10. This is your girl Barbie J saying peace.